Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, That Creepy Reading, and we're here with Crappypastas. Yes, Crappypastas, a series that kills your childhood one video game at a time. Today I am brought to you, well not brought, but I am here with a special guest, my buddy Blame It On George, or just George. I'm blaming this on you. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
This is your fault.
Okay, great.
You.
Just like everything else on YouTube.
It's like everything else on YouTube, you know? PewDiePie gets his copyright strike, your fault. Anyway, today, as you can probably tell by the name of the video, we're going to be doing a very special episode, Sonic.exe, and this is actually one I have a little bit of history with. I've not narrated this story, and a lot of people, when I first started the channel, wanted me to narrate this as a serious creepypasta. And then everyone else told me that that would be a terrible idea, so I decided not to do it. But even before I was a narrator, I heard this on many other creepypasta channels. I thought I heard it on Mr. Creepypasta's channel, but I don't know. I've heard this throughout the ages. I even watch a explanation done by Haunted Gaming, and they're a cool group of people. We've actually narrated them before. But today, we are here to do Sonic.exe with George, because I need someone to blame this on.
Here I am. Always prepared.
I wonder if this is gonna be just as bad as John the Killer. Oh my god, that was fucking terrible.
That was hilarious.
Alright, so that being said, let's begin. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else, because there's no one who is in this universe who hates Sonic the Hedgehog. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics every now and again. I don't think I've ever played a glitchy or hacked game before, though I don't think I want to play one after this experience I had. It all started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I like how you get to explore the towns in it. Oh my god, wait, is that it? Really? You're gonna start your story on a summer afternoon? Like, I wonder how well Halloween would have worked if it was started in a sunny afternoon. Or, you know, how any horror story. You can't do... George, can you commentate on this? Can you just say something?
I'm just
experiencing... I feel like I'm so...
I've actually never read this all the way through, so I'm just experiencing this for the first time.
Like summer afternoon, you know, I mean, I was either like, I'm ready to get scared. And there are happy sunshine flowers.
A smiling sun.
All right. The smiling sun from Teletubbies.
Yeah, the baby.
Yes. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I like how you can explore the towns in it. Until I noticed how out of my peripheral vision, the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. I paused my game to go see what was in the mail. ... Ellipses. Why you put 3 dots there?
Gotta have that in.
Oh, like it's not like as if, oh my god, a mailman came. Oh shit. This is where things are picking up. Oh man, this is getting scary. That guy just got mail. What the fuck? In the movie here, that's what happens. Anyway, the only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers. Yes, because CD cases can't be for anything else. And a note. I took it inside and I looked at the note first and realized that it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Yeah, you kind of called him Kyle. You don't. Why put that in there?
The anonymity?
I don't know. I mean, no,
emphasis.
You could have just called him. You could have just called him Kyle. Fuck it. You don't like. Let's just call him Kyle. I'm like, yeah, because you called him Kyle.
No. That'd be too simple.
Whom I haven't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting. Though what was weird was how it looked. It looked badly written, scratchy, and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down, and he did so in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Thomas, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you could do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. If you destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken death before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. The game It's what he wants. Destroy it. Please. ... Kyle. Wait, what? If you're in a hurry, why would you take the time to write the ...
It had me at he's too fast for me.
Oh yeah!
You gotta go fast.
Oh my gosh.
Sonic.
Yeah, oh, I got a clip that's gonna be going in right here to make you guys enjoy that way more.
What's the smell? It smells like Tails, but oh yeah! This is happening. Yeah, this could be fun. Here it comes again. Whoa! Come on, you big drip. Where you going? I'll find Tails and put him out of commission.
Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend, I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked of me, of course, because I'm a douche nozzle, and I don't think that a simple game disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right?
That's so cliche.
Boy, was I wrong about that. Anyway, I looked at the disc, and it looked like an ordinary computer CD disc, except it had black marker on it, written Sonic.exe. And it was unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that it must have come from someone else, because, you know, no one can write something slightly differently. Deduction! Like a pawn shop or eBay, because that's where all of my video games come from. I go to pawn stores, I'm like, yo, Rick, you got video games? He's like, fuck yeah, I do. But the thing is, I think we should call an expert. Well, when I saw Sonic on the writing of the disc, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan.
Much like everyone else.
By the way, when I do those big thing, it's because they actually capitalized all 3 letters in that word. Like, why put emphasis on it? I went up into my room and turned on my computer and put the disc and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome! Because, like I said earlier, I like the classics, but not as good as Sonic Boom. The first thing I noticed was that the first thing I noticed that was out of place is that when I pressed start, for a split second, I saw the title image turn into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. I remember what looked like an image. Like, in that split second, before the game cut to black, the sky had darkened, the title emblem looked rusted and ruined, and the Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666.
No.
The mark of the beast, because we all know something about Sonic. He's also a Christian. And the water turned red, like blood. Except it was hyper-realistic.
That's such a killer word.
You ruined that word, Sonic. Hyper-realistic. Why not just say realistic? Why put the word hyper in there?
Because
when you put hyper-realistic, whenever you say the word hyper-realistic, I just picture a bunch of kids with autism just sitting in like a pile of corpses. You know, like
all
autism, you know, like
are so hyper-realistic.
Oh my god, they're so hyper, you know, even when they're dead, they're like freaking looking at butterflies and shit. The freakiest thing was that split second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black, bleeding, two glowing red dots staring right at me! And his smile stretched wider, up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about the image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just a glitch and I'd forget about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic. What the fuck? Then another weird thing happened. The save file select, to say save file screen. Why say save file select? The save file screen. Selected. Yeah, like no. It's supposed to be, they're supposed to be talking about the screen from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. All right. The save file select from the Hedgehog 3. Oh god, I fucking skip. Oh my god, I can't just read the
Sonic.
Yes, I skipped the Sonic.
Sonic.
I skipped Sonic. God damn, I'm sorry, Blue
You're faster
Hedgehog.
than Sonic.
Ha! The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up, and I was like, what WTF? What's that doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, Then I noticed something was off. The background was a dark, cloudy sky, the bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. Wait a minute. So, you notice the weird, intricate details of the save selection screen before you notice that Satan is in the background.
Ha!
I see where your priorities are.
Satan first.
Satan's pissed. That's why you're gonna die at the end of this.
Sonic second.
And there was only 3 save files. The music was That Creepy Caverns. That Creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound. Only it was extended, and it seemed to have been in reverse. And the image for the save file, where you see a preview of the level that you're on, is just a red static. It's just red static for all 3 files. Is that really how you spell Robotnik? R-O-B-O-T-N-I-K?
Yeah. I think that's it.
I mean, oh my god, that's fucking
Google!
weird. Ha! I cannot Google right now because I am lazy, but you may do that as you are spectating. I mean...
It's
okay. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik? Now I was sure something was
So wait, the 666, the red, and the hyper-realisticness. No, that's just regular old Sonic.
the disturbing save select. Oh no, what scares me and what really alerted me to what was up was the fact that you could play Robotnik in a Sonic game. Like, when have they ever done something like that?
Yeah, screw Satan. Robotnik? Fuck!
Yeah, I mean, like, what is Sonic Adventure 1?
Without Satan.
I mean, you can play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud. They actually fucking wrote it. They fucking wrote for crying out loud. Oh my god. For crying out loud. Who the fuck says that?
This guy.
That's when I realized that this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game.
That's when he realized it? Really, the 666 thing was just an everyday thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, 1 in every 6 copies of, you know, Sonic CD had Sonic 666 on it. Because, you know, that's normal, but as soon as they start changing that file select screen, that's when it looks like a hacked game.
As soon as Robotnik pops up, that's when something's wrong. He's a true Sonic fan.
He is a true Sonic fan. That's why he made Sonic 06. Yep, it definitely looked hacked. And it was really creepy. But as a smarter gamer, are you sure about that? I wasn't scared. Or at least, I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hack game, and there was nothing wrong with that. You know, because all those hack games out there with Fat Sonic, there's nothing wrong with that. You could go be you. You be you, yo. You be you. Anyways, that's actually in the story. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked File 1 and chose Tails. And when I selected and got started, the game froze for about 5 seconds. And I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy. Really? Before cutting to black.
Again.
The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds. Remember, I'm a Sonic fan. I always have a pocket watch to measure this. I keep it in my fedora. Then, it showed a typical level title thing, except for the simplistic shapes, as they were different shades of red, and text that showed only Hill Act 1. Really? Hill Act 1? Okay.
There's a lot of red here.
Yeah, there's a lot of red here, you know? The music was a lot different, though. It sounded like a peaceful melody, but in reverse. Anyways, can you stop saying that? Stop writing that down. You just said anyways. Anyways. Sonic 1 music. What? Okay, sorry, that was me messing up.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Anyways, I started playing Oh, God. Anyways, I started playing and had Tails running like you would in any classic Sonic game. What was really odd is that Tails was running along the level of nothing but flat ground and a few trees for an entire 5 minutes. I mean, after minute 2, you'd probably be like, you know what, this is stupid. You know, but he toughed it out. He did it for 5 whole minutes.
'Cause he's a true Sonic fan.
You know, he's a true Sonic fan. And, like...
You go, protagonist.
You go, man. you go. I tip my fedora to you. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones. Very slowly, I kept going. I suddenly saw something, and I stopped to see what it was. It was one of those small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. Hyperactive attention disorder, blood. That's when the music started to slow down. I thought it was already slow. Tails had shocked and saddened look on his face that I had never saw him have before. So I had him move along, and he kept a worried look on his face. As he was moving, I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried. The music lowers. He moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. Some of them looked like they were killed in rather gruesome ways. A tail was hanged from the... They say tail.
Squirrel.
A squirrel, me, I was hanged from the trees, which appeared to be having his entrails cut out. A bunny had all 4 of its limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and throat slit. How the fuck can you tell this? I'm sorry. Have you guys ever played a original Sonic game? The animal sprites are tiny as shit. How would you be able to fucking discern these details?
Let alone really pixelated.
Yeah, I mean, they're so tiny. Like, okay, Sonic himself was a decently big sprite, but the animals, they were pretty tiny. It would be hard to tell if, like, there were even blood coming out of them. You know, blood would be like 1 red pixel.
Unless you're a real Sonic fan.
God damn it.
You just
Just
know.
like Satan. You know, Satan, he's just like, man, I love playing Sonic, boom.
Even Sane's like, oh, Dr. Robotnik, no, something's wrong.
Oh man, there's Dr. Robotnik. Oh, that's how I know this game is hacked.
I'm going back to Nintendo.
Yeah, I gotta go play Sonic on Nintendo because there's never been a hacked Sonic game on Nintendo.
Worlds are colliding.
Okay, I felt sick to my skull. This is such a stupid trope. Okay, I hate to interrupt the story again, but here's the line. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw the massacre, and apparently so did Tails. Have you ever played Gears of War?
No.
I have. Have you ever played a gory or violent game?
Yes.
Like what? Give me an example.
I can't think of the name, but I've played some.
Have you played Time Splitters?
No.
Okay, what games have you played?
I don't
Give me
play
one
games.
You should play games, damn it!
I play
You're not a real Sonic fan. You play Yu-Gi-Oh all day.
And Zelda.
But I play Gears of War, Halo, and you know, I've played plenty of games where gore could happen, except for Halo, because there is no gore in Halo. Anyway, in Gears of War, how many times have you guys like cut someone in half, you know, stomped their head off, slit a throat, impaled someone, burnt them alive? Probably a lot. How many of you felt sick to your stomach? No one. I'm assuming no one, because George, you're not saying any fucking thing. God, you're just the worst commentator.
I'm so
God,
sorry.
go to hell. Go to hell.
I'll start playing that game.
Go to Robotnik's house.
No, I'd rather go to Satan's house.
Satan is Robotnik. But, yeah, there's been so many of these, there's just so many violent, gory games. Why would this pixelated gore make you feel sick to your stomach? Because it's gore. You've seen so much of it. It's pixelated. They're red dots on a screen. It wouldn't make you feel sick. And for those of you who are squeamish, you're probably not a video gamer, because there's a lot of gore in a lot of video games, even in trailers. So there's absolutely no, like, excuse for that. Stop being so sick to your stomach, because you all are terrible people.
Suck it up.
After a minute passed, the music stopped. Tails was running up a hill. Oh, by the way, after a minute. So he was walking for 5 minutes. So he's been walking for a total of 6 minutes now. That's like 1/3 of this video.
That's dedication.
Tails was running up a hill, then he stopped. It wasn't until he saw why Sonic was on the other side of the screen, with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then the smile faltered. Obviously, he noticed that Sonic wasn't responding to him, as if he was acting totally too oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make a move. Now that's how I know this game is hacked. I mean, Sonic.exe,
Nah.
that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Being able to play Robotnik, now that's a little hacked, but moving to character without my permission, now that's total hack sores. What the fuck is wrong with this game? Tails walked towards Sonic, and I noticed I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make a move, so this had been a cutscene. Really?
Deduction.
I didn't think you would notice that. Suddenly, I began to grow and feel dread as Tails walked over to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger, or something bad was about to happen. I wonder what gave you that idea. I heard a faint static growing louder and louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic, and then stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. That foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger and stronger until I felt the urge to tell Tails, "Get away from Sonic! He's too fast in bed!"
He's too fast.
He's not good. He can find better people. Robotnik, he does a good job. He gets the job done for cheap. As the static grew louder, suddenly, for a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red dots glowing just like the image. I thought there wasn't a smile, but when that happened on the screen, it turned black and all the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, according to my Fedora pocket watch, and then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello. Do you want to play with me?" At this point, I was a little creeped out. Only a little, because, you know, Robotnik, he's a little creepy. 666, I mean, I didn't know Sonic was Christian. But, you know what? Text that says you want to play with me? Fuck that. Fuck that, I'm done. See ya. Nope. It's too freaking scary.
All right.
I came. Still a little creeped out. But you know what? I can deal with it. I played Amnesiac, the Dark Ascension. At this point, I was creeped out, but I didn't want to continue with the game, so I did so anyway. Hide and seek. I'm sorry, I had to do that.
That's fine. I was like, you skipped an entire line.
At this point, I was a little creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but I did anyway, and I was taken to a different level with the title now saying Hide and Go Seek. This time, I was in the Angel Island from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked as though he was scared, out of his wits this time. Yeah, because seeing all those dead corpses wouldn't do that. He actually looked at me, and he was making frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area that he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get a little freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. And now you see why the story is bad.
You had me at 666.
It's not the cliches. It's not the cliches. It's not the fact that Sonic apparently is Christian and controlled by Robotnik Satan. It's the fact that this character, throughout the story, ruins the story by having the main character think he can interact with pixels on a screen. That's stupid. That's like imagine if I was sitting there playing a different game, and you know, Master Chief's I'm playing Halo, and there's a cutscene, and Master Chief is in a fight. I'm seeing it go like, "Go get him, Master Chief!" And then Master Chief looks at me, he's like, "I'll get him. I'm John 117." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." No, that's not good. Stop it.
Highly illogical.
Stop pretending you're in the game. You just sound very Fedora. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could make him go, and I tried to make him run as fast as he physically can. Pixelated versions of the creepy theme. Oh my god. Sorry, I having issues reading this now.
It's fine.
I'm a little...
Go for it.
A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you met Shadow at the Ark as... am I having dyslexia right now, or am I just... I mean, or is the story just this bad?
The amount of stupid is getting to you.
A pixelated version of the creepy theme when you met Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from SA2,
Dun, dun, dun.
Sonic Adventure 2, was playing as it made Tails trek through the desolate forest, trying to make him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly, I heard a creepy laugh again, that awful Kefka laugh, which isn't really creepy if you understand the context. After about 10 seconds passed, I helped Tails run through the forest, and then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping up everywhere on the screen. Again, those black and red eyes, the music changed to that of a suspenseful, drowning jungle as I see Sonic behind Tails, slowly gaining up to him, flying! Sonic wasn't running. He was actually flying, trying to pose his sprite. It was making a very similar sprite to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD, except it was just Sonic he had black and red eyes. Again, only Sonic. Wait, sorry, only this time had he had that deranged-looking grin, because that's important to the story. He couldn't have a deranged-looking grin in that last part. That would have been creepy as shit, and I would have had to leave. But now only here he's... We've been groomed to understand that this creepy grin is what ties the story together and makes it a masterpiece.
He was saving that part for the end.
Well, sadly, it's not the end. I wish it was.
Oh.
He looked as though he was enjoying the torment, giving that poor little fox a spank, gaining up on him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene played. The music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails lay there and started crying for a total of 15 seconds according to my Fedora watch. The scene was rather unsettling to watch, and I kind of teared up myself because I am a skadooshbag. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come out of those
Jesus. Christ.
When we finally finish that crappy puzzle list, this has to go on there. Doris. Oh, God. Blackened eyes of Sonic as a grin started to grow from his face. I looked up and down at that horrified fox. I could do nothing but watch. Just in that split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned, only this time, "You're too slow. Wanna try again?" In that awful Urkel voice. Not kidding. And that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what was happening. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have, because Tails is so likable and shit. And Tails is supposed to be his best friend, right? Gonna play a clip here too. That clip I told you guys about, it's gonna play here too. Why did Sonic do that to him? I shook the shock off. Did that.
Alliteration.
alliteration. I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select again. The save file that Tails had was a bit different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself. What? Tails was no longer in the box itself, but inside of the TV screen itself. Learn to use different words. Thank you. Which was flickering with that red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes are black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black, and he had an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore... Come on. You have to fucking ignore that? The laugh came again, and the screen cut to black again, and stayed for another 10 seconds.
Again.
This time the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch or... Really?
I thought we confirmed it was a glitch a while ago.
You can't tell if this is a glitch or a hack, because like a glitch, looks like there's corruption. A hack means that they changed the sprites completely and they included a unplayable character. Man, I wonder if this is a
Yeah, now he's freaked out.
No, I refuse to believe if this character is this stupid. We've all seen glitches before. Being able to run through a wall, jumping incredibly high on accident, dying for no reason. But no, this new sprite art, original text, art that wasn't even an original game, music that aren't even from this game playing. There's music from other save selects from other games. You can't really tell the difference between a glitch or a hack. Oh my god. Or some kind of sick, twisted joke. I had to say it like that. Or anything really, because this thing can't exist, ever. Because that's how life works. Oh my god, I just read down the Silent Hill 1's final boss music was playing. What? But despite my fear of what was going to happen next, I kept playing. The next level looked a bit different. It had the ground of scrap brain. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Let me catch a breath. It had the ground a scrap brain zone, but the sky background looked as if it was like the main menu. It had the dark reddish cloudy sky, but it was the music that creeped me out the most. Not the hyper-realistic blood, mind you. It sounded like Gygas's theme, right after you beat Pocky in Earthbound. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right.
I think it's Pokey.
I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid just like Tails did, because Tails is a douchebag. Knuckles, though, he's a badass. That's how you know this is a glitch. Though, not as much, rather, he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall. Can you just stop fucking saying that? God, I get that image of Pinky, that one image of Pinky where she's like breaking through the computer screen on that background.
Oh god.
Every time you say that, and it just kills the story. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails, and it looked as if he was unsure about what was going on, but I made him move anyway, because I'm a douchebag. He ran down straight the pathway in this dark level, and as he did, the screen started to flicker, red static a couple of times, and that maddening laugh came again. Then, after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear, like you didn't before. Fuck off. Again, thinking something was horrible gonna happen. Maybe you should just stop playing the game. He looked nauseated, walking down this blood-stained road, but I still had him keep going. Suddenly, Knuckles ran. Sonic appeared right behind him. What? Sonic appeared right in front of him with those black and red eyes, and then red static appeared again with that red voice that appeared out of his red vagina. When the static vanished, showing nothing but a black screen, text saying, "Found you," but in a very autistic way, I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already? What's going on? Sonic found Knuckles? What? No. 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 Found Knuckles. That.
What a world.
Anyway, again, I'm not like saying anyway as in, you know, transitioning back into the story. I'm saying anyway because the story actually has another anyway. Red static came again. And then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. Oh good, he lost Knuckles. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hill 1 final boss was playing.
What? I thought this was a Sonic game.
And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hills 1 final boss was playing, because this is a glitch, you know. Because glitches can do that.
That's just strange.
Why that? Why? Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? God, I hope it wasn't, honestly.
It'd be hyper-realistic.
My face hurts because I've been laughing too hard. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles and what appeared to be a pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and punch Sonic right in the face, but Sonic vanished in a black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit, and that terrible laugh went off again. Then, Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again. New words, please. Knuckles was panicking even more, and I felt like I was going crazy. Maybe you should just stop playing the game.
Go outside.
Sonic, yeah, go outside. Take off the fedora.
Run.
He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles. Another cutscene played as Knuckled. I didn't mispronounce that as Knuckled.
Another cutscene
as
played
Knuckled
as Knuckled
fell to his knee. Sonic and Knuckled. As Knuckled fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing. I felt his agony. Stop with the fucking agony. As you know, for now on we're calling him Knuckled. This is not real Knuckles. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. And then, in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckled, and the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another text message appeared. So many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree? Troll face. What the hell? Just what is going on? I started to think that Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game. But I was too scared to think that I was brought back to the main menu. And this time, the second box had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened into a reddish gray. His dreadlocks were dripping with... The second file box had Knuckled in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened into a reddish gray. His dreadlocks, because he's a Rastafarian, were dripping with blood. And his eyes were black and bleeding too. I mean, I want to poke fun at that cliche of like the bleeding red eyes, but it's hard.
Anything red that has to do with blood.
There's just so much of it.
There's a lot of it.
I don't have enough jokes.
I'm curious. Let's see. Red has been said 67 times. Oh, wait, hold on. 24 times.
24 times. Lovely. But I couldn't believe... Well, you have to count reddish because, you know, reddish. So, you know, 25 times.
Oh, there's 3 reddishes.
Yeah. A look of sadness was on his face. I begun to think that those were actual characters trapped inside the TV screen on the save files. But I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. Yeah, because you're fucking mental. Stop it. Oh my god, there's still quite a bit of story. Holy shit.
By the way, blood or anything blood related has been said 21 times.
21 times.
According to Chrome's little word searcher thing.
Damn. So I shut. God help us. So I shut off the game and I took a break. I took a nap. I wish I hadn't. And by the way, you may think that I'm, bored and narrating this like shit. No. That's what the actual punctuation makes me narrate it like. So I shut off the game and took a break. I took a nap. I wish I hadn't. Cause I begun to have the most disturbing nightmare. I was in a pitch black darkness. Though, under the light given off by the lamp that hung above my head, I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. Shut the fuck up. They were saying stuff like, "Help us. Why did you give us to him? Couldn't you just smoke pot and run away? Oh my god, I'm so high."
Yo,
dude, whoever wrote the story. Their cries died out, and then I heard Sonic's laugh. His laugh, it sounded like a distorted Kefka laugh. Shut the fuck up. Stop with that laugh. It's not scary. Sorry, time to do the Sonic voice. You're a lot of fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last as long. I was too scared looking around for the source of the voice. It wouldn't be long now before you join him, and that's no good. I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out of several directions. You're talking about a kid who's having a dream about a bunch of pixels walking towards him. Sprites.
Yeah. This story is amazing.
10 out of 10, number one, fuck it, fuck Jeff the Killer, this is amazing.
10 out of 10, IGN.
10 out of 10, Skyrim with narration. You can't run, kid. You're a mind world now, just like the others, ... When he grabbed me, I saw his bleeding black and red eyes, his grinning face, and I woke up with a fright. You sound like one of those Goosebumps stories. And you better beware, you're in for a scare.
John Cena!
John! And you better beware, you're in for a John Cena! After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to. I had to figure out why this was happening, so I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and I selected Robotnik next. I still thought that this was I still thought I was wacky playing as Robotnik, because we all know he's the Satan who created Sonic Boom. But anyway, the level title appeared again, and this time it said, which...
Oh.
I'm sorry. I don't. This time it said ... I mean, we saw so many dots, especially when they shouldn't have 3 dots. It's like a Liefeld story.
70 times.
There's 70 dots, which I found really freaky. This time, I was in some kind of hallway. It didn't really look like it from any of the classic Sonic games, though it had its own pixelated style, which I thought was a glitch. The floor was shiny and checkered, the walls were dark and grayish purple with animated candle lights and a few dark blood stains. Yeah,
Alright.
10 out of 10, Skyrim with narration. Here and there, and there was a dark red curtain hanging above the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, the red curtain sways very slowly, but whenever you're playing the game, I could barely see it move. The music was oddly pleasant. A piano was playing, a rather sad yet peaceful song, but I knew better. I mean, it's Robotnik. It's what made me realize that this was a glitched game, not a hacked game. The song was a song that played in Hillzone Act 1, but only it wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his pixelated face that doesn't show off expressions well. Just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation that left him standing. He turns his head right to left, and then his head to the right at least twice. He shrugs at me, as if he has no idea where he was, and he was totally high, playing Sonic Boom like I expect him to. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was gonna happen because you didn't need to fucking turn on the game, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation, and you know when you've been beaten by him at the very end of the classic Sonic game, and you have to chase him. As we continued through the hallway... What? Alright, whatever. Then I stopped at a long flight of stairs leading downwards. I was now nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, and that's impossible. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, which was clearly a glitch, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches were now an eerie blue. Then we landed onto another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it, and then we headed down another flight of stairs down. This was much longer, at least 1 full minute, and me being a douchebag with no life, I spent an entire minute pressing the left key. And then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again, and the music slowly faded until it was quiet, and it started turning more dark, and the torches were a black flame now, because black flames are creepy. When Robotnik landed on the third hallway, I noticed how he was really creeped out, though he had tried to hide it. I couldn't blame him. I was scared too, because I'm a pussy. Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik the same way he did to Knuckles, and then red static. Red static lasted for 15 seconds. You know what? Just in spirit of story, let's wait 15 seconds.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see how boring that is? Why would you
Keep going.
And oh god, no.
Just do it.
Please don't make me. Don't make
Just
me.
do it, just
no,
just
I
do it.
don't want to do
Just
it.
do it.
I don't want to do it.
Just do it.
The red static lasted another 15 seconds. And then it showed me the most unpleasant image ever.
John Cena!
Sorry.
The image showed a hyper-realistic Sonic standing in the darkness where you could only see his face while he had his head and torso fade into black. And that's when I saw... Wait, what?
Did you want me to do it again?
What? You gotta do... Okay. As soon as I say realistic, you gotta do it.
Fine, okay.
I could only see his head and face, while his head and torso faded into black. And then, when I say hyper-realistic, you failed. You failed me. It was a hyper-realistic John Cena. I mean, it looked so real, you could actually touch his bulging biceps. You could actually see the lines in his blue nipples, as if you could actually feel the muscle bulging right off the screen. Tonight at Tonight's Super Slam!
You could feel the Cena.
You could feel the Cena. His face, oh god, it was the most horrifying John Cena smile I had ever seen. And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes are wide and black, once again crying blood, which looked hyper-realistic. And there were 2 small glowing red dots. Those dots were staring right at me. Damn it, John Cena.
Sorry.
As if staring into my mind. His grin was white and demonic. It literally stretched into the sides. A face like Cheshire Cat. Except... Wait. A face like Chester the Cat. Except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs! Much like the werehog's teeth. And small bits of flesh were on his lips and fangs. As if he ate some animal. As he stared at the gruesome image for 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off it, I felt as if John Cena was actually looking at me, actually smiling at me. That face, it took me 10 seconds to get it etched into my brain for good. And that's what the Undertaker said to John Cena!
Who's champ?
Who's champ? Then the screen flickered with red static again 3 times, and on the 3rd time I heard the Kefka laugh, except this time it sounded distorted, demonic even. It went to a black image again, except this time the text was messed up. But then, it was pretty much the most horrifying things I'd ever seen. I looked at since I've had played this game, and it said, I am God. Okay, that's pretty scary, you know, like fucking John Cena is God, you know, he beat Goku, remember?
I was gonna put the John Cena thing, but it was too late.
Dude. John Cena beat Goku.
Oh yeah, link that in the description.
I'm gonna link that in the description, just so you know guys, John Cena beat Goku. It was when I read that. Why were there more than one video on John Cena fighting Goku? No,
Just
sorry,
read the story. Just read the story.
No, I have to go on a tangent. Why were there more than one video of John Cena fighting Goku?
Before the meme.
Before the meme!
Yeah.
This was in like 2007. I go like, man, I like Goku, but I also like John Cena. Let's see him fight.
And then like
it was when
later,
I read 8 years later, John Cena went Super Saiyan.
it all benefited.
It was when I read that message looking at Sonic is when it hit me. I realized right there and then Sonic was a monster made out of pure John Cena. Sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. Which is what the Undertaker said to John Cena!
Oh, these John Cena references.
Let's get a little bit more serious now. This Sonic was a monster, a pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, demented monster, and all of his victims, including Tails and Knuckles and Robotnik, and possibly Kyle. Why the fuck are you bringing Kyle into this? He hasn't been in the story forever. Are just as little toys, and the game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the scream, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open like some sort of fucked up fan fiction from Five Nights at Freddy's. A unnatural, unnerving length revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static hit again. This time it was much more louder, much more distorted. This time it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. And then it stopped, showed nothing but a black screen. I sat there staring at the black screen. And then one last text stated, "Ready for round 2? Damn, I was hoping you would do John Cena.
No, I thought you said we were gonna be more serious.
No. I mean, that would have been hilarious if we did.
I think
Ready
the first
for round
time was
2,
pretty hilarious.
John Cena. That was fucking hilarious. People are gonna be talking about that in comments. The Kefka laugh is now sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me. I played 3 times. What?
This guy gets like
Play it
every
again.
second, like good 7 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds.
Why would you write this? Played again 3 times as I looked at the text in shock and confusion. Then I booted back to the main menu, and this time there was a 3rd save file. And it had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Sonic and Knuckles, as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned into a very dulled gray, and now he knows what it's like to have black privilege. His mustache dripped in his blackened, muscular body. His glasses broke and blood was coming down from them. He had a mere deadlight expression on his face. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and I cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony that they're going through. They are forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and will always be. Then the computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn back on no matter what I did.
Of course!
I couldn't watch any more John Cena memes. I sat there for 25 seconds, horrified, thinking I would have to spend at least $100 to watch YouTube again. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people, play his games in more ways than one, and when he gets bored, he drags you into the game and literally drags you to hell. Paid sponsorship by Drag You to Hell, the movie, where he can play with you as his little sex toy all his life. I can't even get the game out of my computer. Then I think it's stuck in there. But at least I managed to turn it back on now. I sat there for another 25 seconds as I heard the voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep things interesting for me, John Cena! I turned around to see where the voice was coming from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me. No. No. No.
We're right there. Just do it.
No.
Just do it.
That's stupid.
This whole thing's been stupid.
This whole thing is stupid, but that's even more stupid. That's more stupid. No, is.
No,
always
no.
Will be.
Continue the story.
I mean, I've seen some stupid shit with John the Killer, but fuck me.
Staring right at me was...
Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie was a Sonic plushie smiling with bloodstains under its eyes. There we go. Some other creepypastas based on this one that I might like is The Imagination of a Child, Pokemon Crystal creepypasta, and Memory Card. Wow! George, what did you think of this story?
Modern Shakespeare. my standards.
Wow.
That was awesome. That was that.
You do think you would want to come back on the show sometime?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, this was really, really cliche and really, really bad.
I kind of see why they removed it from the wiki now. Like, in all seriousness, this story is just meh. There's nothing redeeming.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was removed from the wiki, and the author is actually really pissed, and to the author of this story, I respect what you've done for the community. It's your story that helped get it as popular as it is today, but god damn, dude, this is so bad.
Yeah.
Just so bad that it really needs to be forgotten. Like, what really, you know what really made it a popular story back in the day? It had to be the narrations. Because when people narrated this, they could strip away the knuckled. They could strip away the constant ... They could add music, and they could make it their own thing, and make it something that, as it was written, was not like it. And I can see why the story was popular, given that context. But as a story itself, it's bad, it's cliched, it's not good. I mean, Jeff the Killer is better than this, because at least in Jeff the Killer, there are, like, explanations for what's going on. There's just more to it. And, I mean, I don't like Jeff the Killer. Don't get me wrong, I don't like Jeff the Killer. It made John the Killer. I had to fucking narrate John the Killer for Jeff the Killer. But you know what? At least there was cohesive writing, even given the unbelievable premise of a 12-year-old killing their parents and becoming a stalking serial killer who kills people.
And kind of the face of creepypastas.
Is the face of creepypasta, yes. That is why people don't, like when people hear creepypasta, they think kitty. But yeah. I mean, I think this would be a perfect note to end on. Don't you think, George?
Yes, this was quite the adventure.
All right. Any final notes you would like to have? Any promotions you would like to promote?
No, I think I made enough notes with the John Cena. This was fun. This was. I've never actually read the whole. I knew what the story's about. I've never read the whole the story all the way through, and I can see why it's kind of panned now.
See, when I've never read the story before this either.
But I knew what it was. I knew what the basics of it was.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard a lot of other narrators narrate this too, and when I heard those other people narrate it, I didn't really think it was that bad. But after reading it now,
and kind of by all the other pastas, like today's standards.
Yeah, especially like, you know, you look at Psychosis, it's just, oh my god, touch my nipples, make me into your little Robotnik slave. But now this isn't scary. It's cliche. The fact that the guy can't tell the difference between a hack and a glitch, you know, it's just, ugh. It kills the story. Hyper-realistic blood.
That's something
that was
creepypastas that has aged really badly. Like, we're done with that.
Yeah, like,
no more of that.
Like, when you first heard about hyper-realistic blood and what it actually meant, it was pretty creepy. But then everyone started using it, you know, like, oh, look at how realistic my blood is. It's like, come on, dude, stop it. Stop it, please stop. Just let me rub your nipples a little bit. And yeah, it's not good. This has been fun. I'm your host, That Creepy Reading, and Blame It on George is a guy who does top lists. You can go to his channel, link in the description, or annotated right here, right now. He's a really awesome guy. And he has a horse mask.
Yes.
So that's another reason why you should subscribe to him, because, you know, if
Halloween
you're
next
into
week.
horses, if you're into horses sexually, he's your guy. Anyway, I'm your host, That Creepy Reading, and this is Blame It on George, and we're both signing off.
See ya.
So